Now, yes, welcome to this Phrasal Friday. This is the first of many Fridays where I hope to do a live stream where I help you with phrasal verbs. If you're not sure what a phrasal verb is, in English, we like to take our verbs and then we like to add another word or two to the verb in order to make it just a little more difficult. I apologize that English is such a difficult language, but today we're going to look at phrasal verbs with the word up. So we're going to look at 10 different phrasal verbs, all that have the word up attached to them. And it will change the meaning of the word slightly when we do that. There are a number of different phrasal verbs that use the word up, but we really only have time, I only really have time to look at about 10 today. So let's get started. But before we do, if there are any comments or questions, put them into the live stream comments on YouTube if you're not watching over there, or the reply via Facebook. I'm not able to access my Instagram because my phone's turned the other way. So if you have questions, put them into the chat. But I'm going to go through 10 phrasal verbs, and we're going to start with the verb wake up. So we're going to look at wake up and get up. Wake up means if you're sleeping in the morning, the moment that you open your eyes and become alert is when you have woken up, or that's when you wake up. So it's different than just the word wake. As a verb, as a phrasal verb, wake up means that moment when you transition from sleep to being awake. So that's when you wake up. A little bit later, after you wake up, you might get up. So getting up, or to get up, is when you actually get yourself out of bed. When you go from lying down and you're sleeping, then you wake up, and then when you have woken up, then you get up. You get up out of bed. So first two phrasal verbs with the words up, wake up, and get up. If you've just joined the live stream, we're looking at phrasal verbs using the word up, and we've so far looked at two. We've looked at wake up and we've looked at get up. We're going to do 8 more, so let me find the next two. I think I folded my papers wrong. Make up. So make up is an interesting one because it essentially means to lie. Oh, there's a fly. I think there was a fly in my last live stream. So you can say, I am late for work, so I'm going to make up a story, which means you're going to invent or you're going to lie about what's happened. So when you make something up, you're telling a story that isn't true. You're creating a story that's not true. So that's what make up, the phrasal verb make up means. The next phrasal verb that we're going to look up is to show up. So this, again, related to work. So this morning, I got ready to go to work because I wanted to show up at work on time. So to show up is to arrive. So you would say, I show up, I regularly show up at work on time. I like to show up at my family's place on time. Yesterday, I was able to show up on time for my mom's dinner. Those are our examples. Those weren't very good examples. But the verb, the phrasal verb show up means to arrive, to show up. The next two we're going to look at is the verb look up. I'll put it back on this side like I was doing before. So this is when you need to find information that you don't have. You need to look up that information. So let's say, for instance, you are doing a paper in school and you need information. You would go to the library and you would look up information in a book. Maybe you would look up information on the internet. So to look up means to research or to search for information. The next one we're going to look up is end up. So end up is a way of describing, sometimes I Sometimes I work too hard and then I end up tired at the end of the day. Sometimes I eat too much and then I end up being really full. So it's describing something happening after another fact. So for me, usually I don't sleep well and then I end up tired all day. So I need to learn to sleep a little better. So that was look up, to do some research, and end up, where you just end up. I think I should hold this way. I'm not sure if the Instagram people can see it. I apologize, Instagram people. Is a result. So you end up a certain way after doing a certain thing. That was those who, where am I at? Losing track here. Sometimes when I was a kid, we wouldn't have enough food. We had lots of food, but maybe there wasn't as much food as we wanted. So my mom would divide up the last piece of meat, or she would divide up the last few candies that we had. So to divide up means to take an amount of something and to split it into smaller portions. It's not the same as cut up. To cut up is to chop with a knife, but to divide up, let's say you had 10 candies and you had 5 children, you would divide up the candies. So each child got 2. So to divide up is to kind of sort into piles of a certain number. We also have the phrasal verb open up. So this is kind of a funny one because I can open a door, but I can also open up a door. There's really no difference there. I can open a box. I can also open up a box. So it's not always needed, but to be able to open something up is, I'm not sure exactly why we say it. It can also, though, mean if I want to share about myself with someone, I can open up to them. So if I open up to you, it means I start to share details about how old I am. I'm comfortable opening up to you. So that's divide up and open up. I'm not sure how many I've done. I was going to say the numbers as we went along. Start up. So this morning, I started up my van. You can start up a vehicle. You can start up a lawnmower. You can start up a car. So it's the act of putting a key in and turning it, and that will start up the vehicle. The next one is blow up. So blow up is an explosion. So if something blows up, it means that that something exploded. It can also refer to if something becomes really popular. So if there's a new song, it can blow up, which means a lot of people are watching it. Give me 2 seconds here to see if I have actually done all of these. I think I've done 10. But who knows? Maybe I didn't. Maybe we should review them quick. We did. Wake up, get up. So to wake up is to open your eyes. To get up, you get out of bed. We did make up, which is to tell a story or to lie. Show up is to arrive. Look up is to research something. And end up is how you are at the end of something. So my example there was the leaves fall off the trees is another example. And then you end up with lots of leaves on your lawn. Then we had, I'll take questions in a moment. We had divide up, which means to sort into piles. Open up is simply to open. Start up is to start your car or to start up an engine. And to blow up is to have something explode. So I have some time now for questions. I'm just going to read through them quick. There's lots here. Someone would like me to talk about set, walk, bring, and put phrasal verbs. I might have to do that in another live stream. Maybe I'll take some of these for next time. But there's the last question I have is here we go or there we go. So when you say here we go, it's sometimes at the beginning of something, you can say, okay, here we go, to start it off. So you could, let's say, for instance, you are showing a movie and you hit the play button, you could say, here we go, because the movie's starting. When you say there we go, there's a phrase where you could say, yeah, you know what, I'm not explaining this well. I'm going to have to, I like to explain things well, and it's not coming out well. So I'm going to have to research this to make sure I explain it well the next time. So I'm going to take these notes. And FAQKR says, can you make a separate video on phrasal verbs, bring, set, walk, put? And I will definitely do that. But before I go, I just want to say hi to everyone on Instagram, everyone on Facebook, and everyone on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are not a subscriber on YouTube, please head over there and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And if you have a chance, you should re-watch this video later today to start to train your ear to the sound of the English voice. But Bob the Canadian here, Learn English with Bob the Canadian. I actually need to go because I start work in 5 minutes and I want to show up on time. Have a great weekend. Here in Canada, it's Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm really looking forward to having a meal with my family. If you don't know what Thanksgiving is, you should research that. So Thanksgiving is a holiday. In Canada, it's in October. In the United States, it's in November. But it's a day where we get together with family and have a meal. And we kind of just give thanks for all of the things that we have gained or benefited from in the previous year. Hopefully the phrasal verb explanations were good for you and worked out. I love doing these. See you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's GMT -4 at this point. And you can join me on YouTube. You can join me on Facebook. You can join me on Instagram. Have a great day. Now you can watch me shut all the live streams down.